All right, everybody, let's talk about 2.3 Pick a Pet Teach. So, with Pick a Pet, we're going to be describing three different types of dogs. Looks like we're looking at Yorkie Lab and Newfoundland. And we're going to ask the people what kind of dog they prefer for their future pet. And then, depending on what they pick, we're going to tell them some information about that particular breed of dog. We're going to use a description and of their appearance and a description of their behavior. We need to use nested conditionals to narrow down the choices. And here's some challenges that you could offer. We could add more dog breeds. We could add new personality types. We can check for errors. That one's an easy one to add in, just adding an else clause at the end. We can choose a new animal type if we don't want to just do dog. We can also talk about cats, birds, and lizards. We can create a new outer conditional that checks for pet type and indent current program to be the block under if dogs. We can create an elif clause that creates the same description for a new type of animal, so on and so forth. So before we get started, let's hit run solution so we know what we're looking at. Running of the solution, it says pick a breed. So I'm going to say lab. And what color should it be? And I'm going to say black. And pick a personality. I like the goofy dogs. And what's the name of your dog? And I'm probably going to name it, what am I going to name it? Tater. Okay, so Tater is a big happy lab with a lolling tongue. It has short, neat black coat. Da-da-da-da-da. Boy, that's a lot of description for the dog that I don't have yet. Interesting. Okay, so let's get started with this, see what we can do with it. So the first thing we got to do out the gate at line 10 says ask for a dog breed and assign the result to breed. So we're going to go breed and equal for assign, and we're going to go input to ask the question, and we're going to say what type of dog do you like, question mark, and we're going to say, and we're not going to capitalize it, Yorkie, Lab, or Newfoundland, question mark, quotation mark, and parenthesis. Notice I left some space there because you know me, when people answer, I don't like it all smashed together. Next, we're going to ask for the dog's color, assigned to a variable color. So I'm going to go color equals input, parenthesis, quotation mark, what color, whoops, not dollar, color dog do you like, question mark, space, quotation mark, parenthesis. And for this one, we don't necessarily need to give them options because I'm just going to use this to typecast it into a response. And then line 17 says ask for the dog's personality and assign to personality. So I'm going to go personality equals to assign input to ask them what type of personality do you, whoops, why is there extra space there? You like, question mark, sweet, active, or goofy, question mark, quotation mark, oops, space, quotation mark, parenthesis. And then last, for our input questions, it says ask for the dog's name, assigned a variable name. So we go name equals input. What will you name your dog? Space, quotation mark, parenthesis. Okay, so that's it for the questions. Let's test the questions, make sure they work. So what type of dog do you like? Lab. Color, black, goofy, and Tater. Okay, and there we go. Those work just fine, not a problem at all. Now we're going to set up a situation for Yorkie. Keep in mind here, what we set up for Yorkie, we're going to do the exact same for Lab and the exact same for Newfoundland, which, by the way, their nicknames are Newfies. Big old dogs if you've never seen them. And so once you've done this once, you should be able to do it again for all the rest. So if breed equal to Yorkie, we're going to go if. Notice where the comment tag is. That's where I start my if statement. So this is the main if right here. If breed equal, quotation mark, Yorkie, quotation mark. And I could even go so far as to add an or in here. Breed, equal, equal, quotation mark, capital Yorkie. Just in case someone capitalizes it. That's where you can use that or if you choose to. Show your coding genius by using your logic operators. So if breed Yorkie or breed Yorkie, we're going to print a Yorkie description using name and color. And hang on just a second. All right, still talking about Yorkie. Thanks for that momentary pause. So now we got to talk about a description. So I'm down at line 34. Notice where your comment tags are. Do you see how they're tabbed in? That means I have to hit the tab button. And if you've forgotten where the tab button is, it's next to the letter Q on your keyboard. So I've tabbed over and I'm going to print a Yorkie description, including the name and color we talked about up there. Here's an example, but I don't have to stick to that example, okay? So I'm simply going to go print, parenthesis, and I'm going to say something like, your dog, space, quotation, plus name, plus, quotation, space, is an adorable Yorkie, period, quotation mark. Parenthesis, and then I can print again and I can say it's long plus color plus space coat swishes along the ground when it runs. And that is true. If you've ever seen a Yorkie, you've got these long silky coats. They're very pretty dogs. They're very short dogs. And then I'm going to do another print and I'm going to say its little feet give it a funny gallop. Okay, period. And there's my prints for the Yorkie. Now it says if the personality they chose is sweet, and notice how this is indented in. So I'm coming down here to line 46 and I'm hitting indent, or I'm hitting tab to indent, and I go if personality equal equal sweet colon, don't forget your colon, we're going to print, whoops, put that in the wrong spot, ladies and gents, Control X, this goes to 41. Why didn't you guys tell me that? It goes there, geez. Okay, so if personality is sweet, then we're going to say something about sweet personality. Again, notice, here's my comment tag for line 40, so my if lines up with it. Look at my comment tags for 43, 44, 45. They're also indented. So that's 2 tabs, tabbing twice, okay? So now I'm going to print something about Yorkie behavior. So I go print, parenthesis, quotation mark, and I'm just going to use the example, and I'm going to start with, actually not the quotation mark, I'm going to start with name. I'm accessing that variable up there, plus, now I quotation mark, space, is happy, just spending time with you. Okay, I know I didn't follow that exactly, but you know me, I'm a little lazy when it comes to typing things out. So you type what you want, or follow that, okay? This is just an example, remember. So, but I do want to see that you can concatenate right here. That's very important. So now we're going to do an elif. Okay, and notice where the comment tag is. This is part of the indented or nested if. So I'm going to tab over one time and I go elif personality equal equal active quotation colon, and then I come down here and tab twice and I print something about an active Yorkie. Print quotation mark, whoops, not a quotation mark, sorry. Name plus then quotation mark is a frantic little ball of energy and likes to run. Okay. And then our next elif at line 57, notice where it's at. So I'm tabbing over one time. Elif personality equal equal goofy colon, and again I'm doing exactly what it tells me to do in the comment tags. Use your comment tags. Okay, Then this next one I got to print the goofy Yorkie behavior. So again, biggest hurdle is the tabbing. Make sure you're lining them up correctly. This is an easy way to tell if you're listening to my video or if you're just watching my video. Because everyone who just watches and doesn't listen, they screw this up. Okay, so we go print, and I'm going to say name plus quotation mark likes to show off by squirming around on its back with its tongue out. Okay. I don't know if you've ever seen a dog do that, where they flop around on their back. They act silly. Okay, so that's it for Yorkie, so let's test it. I'm going to run it. I'm going to say Yorkie. I'm going to say black. And I'm going to say sweet. And we're going to name it Tater. And there we go. Tater is an adorable Yorkie. Its long black coat swishes along the ground when it runs. Its little feet give it a funny gallop. Tater is happiest. Look at me. I misspelled happiest. Just spending time with you. So I caught my own spelling mistake. I can fix that. Happiest. Why didn't you guys tell me that? All right, next up we've got lab. So notice where the comment tag is here for lab. This first elif is part of the outer if that we started up here for breed. So it looks like breed is going to be your main if, and then personality is going to be your nested if. Okay, breed is your main if, personality is your nested if. So I go elif, breed, equal, lab, or breed, equal, capital lab, just in case anybody capitalizes. And then we're going to print something about the lab. So print, parenthesis, and we're going to say name plus is a big, happy lab with a lolling tongue. It means their tongue just kind of hangs out their face. Print, we're going to say it has a short, neat, plus color, plus coat that is great for petting. Okay, and then we're going to print another line. Name plus is the perfect mid-size dog. That makes me feel like we're talking about a car. Mid-size SUV. Anywho, moving down to line 82. 82, we've got our first nested if for lab, so we got to tab over one time. If personality is equal to sweet. So if personality equal sweet, colon, we're going to print something about the lab being sweet at line 87-ish. Again, you might have line numbers slightly off from mine. That is okay. Just make sure you get your tabs correct. So I'm going to print name plus space always seems to know when you're feeling down and comes to put its head on your lap. Okay, all right, and that's enough for that. And then line 90-ish, tabs over once for elif, personality equal active, colon. And we're going to print something about an active dog at line 95-ish. Notice I tabbed over twice for this one. So I'm going to go print name plus is happiest running around the yard playing fetch. Okay. Alrighty. And then we've got elif goofy. That's a one tabber. elif personality equal goofy, colon. I'm going to print something about a goofy dog. So print name plus is an incredibly silly dog that loves to chase its tail because we don't know if it's boy or girl. We'll just stick with it. Okay, now I'm going to test lab. Testing of the lab. So we're going to go lab and black and Goofy and Tater. Tater is a big happy lab with a lolling tongue. It has a short da 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 da. Okay, so lab works. All right, last one of the base requirement here is Newfoundland. So Newfoundland says ELIF, the breed is equal to Newfoundland. Notice that this ELIF is all the way over to the left. ELIF breed equal Newfoundland. Or breed equal Newfie. I don't know how they Newfie. Good enough. Newfie. N-U-F-E-Y. Newfie. I don't know if it's an I-E or a Y. Doesn't. I guess I could Google it. Newfoundland nickname. Newfie. Newfie. Let me look. Someone who is from Newfoundland. Oh. Okay. Well, it looks like maybe maybe it is Newfie. Newfie. Who knows? Okay, we're leaving it. It's not that important. We're just leaving it. Okay, so we're going to tab over once at around line 116, and we're going to print a statement about Newfoundlands. So print, parenthesis. And I'm going to say name plus quotation mark space is an enormous. If you've ever seen a Newfie, they are huge. Okay, plus color plus Newfoundland. They also shed like crazy. Print, and I'm going to say its coat is thick and dense to help it keep warm in water. It is a water dog. Print, name plus quotation marks, has a big slobbery tongue, drools a lot, and sheds profusely. Because they do shed profusely. Lots and lots and lots of fur for a Newfoundland. Okay, so now we're going to do our first nested if for the Newfie. We're going to tab over once, and we're going to go if personality equal sweet, colon. We're going to print something about a sweet Newfie. Notice that I'm tabbing over twice here. Print, and we're going to say name plus space is really just a big softie and wants to be a lap dog. Period. Okay, or something to that effect. Okay. Next for ELIF, personality equal active. If you've got an active Newfie, you're going to print name plus quotation loves to swim and is happiest in the water chasing ducks. Okay, I know I ad-libbed, but notice it says example. So I can say this exactly, or I can say what I want. I can say what I want. All right. Line 139-ish, we're going to tab over again. This is, again, part of our nested if. ELIF personality equal goofy, colon. We're going to print something about a goofy Newfie. Ah, it's a goofy Newfie. I made a joke. All right, print, parenthesis, name plus is a big goof ball and loves to bark at squirrels, but runs away from the cat. That sounds like my dog, even though he is not a Newfie. Okay, so now let's test out Newfie. So we're going to say Newfie And what color? Black, of course. He's going to be active. I didn't pick active on any of them. And what's the name of your dog? Tater. That is not actually my dog's name. Tater is an enormous black Newfoundland. Its coat is thick and dense and helps da-da-da-da-da. Tater has a big slobbery tongue, drills a lot, sheds profusely. Tater loves to swim, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so all of that's done. And I lost my mouse. There it is. Okay, all of that's done. Now, here's what we can do to add in some of the challenge parts. We can go else, okay, on some or all of these, and we can say invalid response. Okay, that's all you got to do for an else, unless you want to say something other than that. All right. I can also do an else for breed. Else print I don't know what breed that is, but I'm sure it's nice. Okay, so notice I got an else here for Newfie for the nested if. I've got an else here at the very end to cover the main if statements for breeds of dogs. Can also add an else here for the Goofy. It would go right about, whoops, not there. It would go there, tabbing over. Another thing you can do over here is add more dog breeds. So if you don't have a Yorkie, a Lab, or a Newfoundland, and you want to add your own dog breed down here, be my guest. I mean, you kind of see the algorithm here. You know what we do. We start with an LF, the breed, the name, and then we do the personality type, sweet, active, and goofy. You guys got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. All right? Have a great time with this Pick a Pet. Enjoy yourself, and toodles.